everyone, it's me, Krista. Welcome back to my channel if you've been here before. If not, welcome for the very first time to my little art corner here on YouTube. Today I'm going to be working on part 3 of my little Merpire drawing. It's a Merpire because it's something from the ocean and I think it might drink blood or eat psychic energy. It does something like that. For a quick recap, in the first video I did the sketch. Then I got an outline ready on the finished drawing that we're working on right now. And I also got some of the first little layers of basic shading in for part of it. Second video, we kept working on it and got more base layers of shading. Today we're going to continue with getting those base layers in, and then I'm going to be hammering out some detail work. This guy is taking a little bit longer than I initially thought he would, but I'm okay with that. I don't need to be pushing him out super quickly right now. I can relax and take a little bit of time. And I'm still unsure about how many parts this project is going to have video-wise, but it'll be done when it's done. This drawing is definitely a mixed media drawing. I'm pulling in a variety of media, going from pencils to markers to paint markers, pen, gel pen, etc. I'm just using a mismatch of stuff on the Strathmore mixed media toned paper and is toned blue. I'm very interested in how all of these are going to play together because I'm pretty sure a lot of it's stuff that wouldn't necessarily be recommended, at least in the usage and the way that I'm trying to do it here. I personally derive a lot of joy with playing around with a bunch of different media, seeing how it plays together, what works, what doesn't work. And I feel like almost every single drawing or painting is almost an experiment. I feel a little bit like a mad scientist going off on tangents and figuring out exactly what I'm doing as I'm doing it. And I know, at least for me, it's a good way to learn. It's how I learn, at least. I gotta play around with stuff and figure it out. At this point in the drawing, I have played around with the hands a little bit more, or at least the one, and changed the shape around a little bit. And I've also changed the direction on that arm fin. Yeah, we'll just call it an arm fin. I'm not sure what it's actually supposed to be. I wanted the shape and direction of that arm fin to kind of follow more what I have going on around the shoulders and top of the head area. I wanted to recreate certain shapes, have a little bit of repetition going on, but still have it be slightly different. And with the Prismacolor ebony pencil, I am still going in and creating smaller lines and some shading. I'm trying to create certain shapes that follow the outline shapes I have going on and moving them around and differentiating it slightly at this point. The base shapes and lines I have going on, at least at this moment in the drawing, it ends up looking more like muscle. I do introduce a white gel pen into the mix a little bit later, and with that I'm able to get in a lot thinner lines because the tip is so much smaller. And when I start introducing that, the lines end up looking more like veins. Or I guess in this case, since it's an underwater creature, more like coral. That would actually work. Maybe he hunts in the coral areas, deep under the ocean. I'm still mostly going back and forth between that ebony pencil and then the white Faber-Castell just to get, again, basic, simple ideas of shading going on. I'm also adjusting that hand quite a bit. I'm still not super happy with how it looks in the end. I think I made it end up looking a little too skinny and the shape's a little off. I might adjust that later. We'll see. I've got to jump around and do some other areas of the drawing first and then come back to that a little bit later. I also start pulling in a Seiboku thin line marker. It's in gray. This, I believe, came in the January sketch box. I haven't gotten to use it a lot since that first project. I thought it would be good to pull in for this one because the tip is so thin, it'll help blend out certain areas slightly, but it'll also add a slightly darker shade as well. I think for this project it'll be a helpful thing to just gradually pull in. It's funny because I know with this drawing it started simple with like just a couple of different media, and then I end up going a little crazy and pulling in more and more and more. But at least this means the stuff's getting used. For the most part, I try to use pretty much everything that I have art supplies wise. If it's something that I've used once or twice or have never used at all, where I know it's still in good shape and that someone can use it, I will be donating it to a charity in Detroit. I will be leaving a link to that charity in the description box in case any of y'all are in the area and are interested in donating some gently used arts and crafts supplies, or even brand new arts and crafts supplies. Even if you're not in the area, I'm sure that there are local places you can donate supplies to, art supplies and office supplies. I'm sure there are plenty of public schools around the country that would be more than happy to take it off of your hands. I know especially inner city schools and some schools that are in very rural areas, they probably need it a lot because they do not usually have very high budgets. But yeah, sorry, tangent. I just was reminded of the box of stuff I have ready to donate and figured I would talk about it in this video where I'm pulling in some supplies I don't use very often. I suppose that's an interesting juxtaposition, drawing a monster or a creature and then talking about where you can donate art supplies to. And office supplies as well. You got a box of pens you never use, you might as well donate them. If you ain't using them, someone else can. But back to the drawing. If there are certain points where I feel that certain areas are a lot brighter than I want them to be with the white, once the white pen dries, this goes for the Faber-Castell, it goes for the Posca pen, basically, the colored pencil, the white gel pen, any of the white stuff I'm using, you can always go over gently after it's dry with a graphite pencil, an ebony pencil, or a gray marker to soften it back up. If you do go over white gel pen with a pencil, make sure you are not applying a lot of pressure because those specifically, I know you can accidentally flake up, same with the white Posca pen. Because that is acrylic, if you press too hard, you can start scraping it up. Gentle hands, soft hands. Also, don't make the same mistake I did. You should be very careful about what kind of black marker you use. If you're going to be going over it with white again, I must have used a water-based one and not realized it. Sometimes the water-based markers, if they get wet again, and by wet I mean you just apply a acrylic marker or a white gel pen over it, it will blend in with it and create a gray in certain areas. Be careful. Do experiments beforehand. Don't do it on a final product like this. Basically, I'm gonna pull an adage from my parents. Do as I say, not as I do. Learn from my mistake. And here is where we start some of the most time-consuming parts of this drawing. You thought this drawing took forever beforehand. Ha! Now I'm starting to pull in that white gel pen with those super thin, beautiful, crispy little white lines. And I'm gonna go over his whole body with them because I like how it looks and I got the time to do it, and I find it strangely calming to add a bunch of lines like this. It's probably something indicative of there being something wrong with me, but it calms my brain down, so I like it. And I just realized that this video is going to be posted the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, so if you are in the US and you celebrate Thanksgiving, I hope you have a very happy one. If you work in retail and you have to work on Thanksgiving, I'm sorry. Capitalism can be stupid sometimes. And it seems like the more money they make, the less of a Thanksgiving a lot of families will have. And you shoppers who shop on Thanksgiving, you're part of the reason why. Spend it with your families. You don't know how much time you have with them. I regret working holidays when my father was still alive because those are days I could have spent with him before he passed away. Cherish your loved ones. Spend time with them. Nothing in life is guaranteed, and if you don't spend time with them now, you'll regret it later. So hopefully you eat lots of good food, spend a bunch of time with your loved ones, and just have a good holiday overall if you celebrate it. And if you happen to be one of those people who needs to go do all the shopping for Thanksgiving and Black Friday, please be safe. Crazy things can happen. Drive safely. Don't get into fights. And please treat any cashiers, anyone who works out on the floor in the stores that you are going to, please treat them like they're people and with respect. It's a very stressful time of year for them, and I'm sure it's stressful for you as well, but kindness can go very far, and I'm willing to bet that if you're nice to them, they're going to be more than willing to bend over backwards to help you. But yeah, now that I'm done giving advice about like not being a jerk to retail employees, this video is almost over here. The project is nowhere near finished, but this part of it is. If you liked this video, please hit that like button. If you have any comments, questions, feelings, or concerns, please let me know in that comment section down below. I look forward to hearing from you guys. It makes my day. If you want to see more videos like this, please feel free to subscribe. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy day or night to watch this video, to watch me work on this drawing, and I appreciate you listening to me ramble about art stuff and some not so art related stuff. I greatly appreciate it. I look forward to hearing from you guys soon, and you will definitely be hearing from me soon. I will be posting part 4 of this video on Friday. I normally post on Mondays and Fridays, so keep checking for it. Once again, thank you. Appreciate ya. And now it's time to say goodbye. Bye, everybody.